Okay, we're just waiting on Lilliana. So I'm gonna put on a little intro. Hey Kiwi, what's up? Oh, we're on Facebook. Why did I wake up this morning looking like the dude from Back to the Future, the professor? Right? Okay. So let me get set up here so I can see what's going on with her. I'm gonna put on a short Soul Speak music video and see if I can round her up. I just talked to her a second ago. So all right. Uh, I'll be right back. We're going to see if we can round up Liliana. Resurrection is not limited to icons, but unlimited to the life of our souls. We have all walked the dark nights when we thought we were in the right, and we have all walked in the light when we thought there was none. Oneness is underestimated because it covers far more than peace, love, happiness, and the trappings of dogmas. Oneness is to understand that all of the dark nights hold the same face and that everyone's pain is equivalent when weighed against their singular life experience. Oneness is releasing every possession which really had been possessing us all along. The old family gripes so easy to blame on another, the religions and icons forced on ancestors at the price of land and freedoms forsaken. Government conspiracies and royalty belied of the dark demagoguery of foolish human pride. The chains and the stains, the shames and the blames, that even if we're true, serve no purpose but to hide us from ourselves and each other. Divinity is always becoming, always on time, leading to the first and last, the end that begins. I am soul. Liliana, excuse me. I haven't even done what I usually do during these things. Liliana, you there? Uh-oh. What happened? Well, she was there. Let's see what happens. She'll be back. So, yeah, how's it going, everybody? Yeah, another day. Got 4 shows today. Got Hone Edmonds coming on. I can't remember who else. I should carry around a little personal calendar. There she is. Right on. Here we go. Let's see what's going on here. All right. That's the start video. Let's see. Liliana. There you go. Let me unmute you. You're muted. Hang on. Okay. Talk.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. How are you? How's it
Oh,
going? It's good
It
to
was
see
a
you again.
Yes, it's good to see you too. It's a happy full moon and happy many things to you. Congratulations on
Yeah.
becoming a grandfather.
Right. I've been waiting for a long time, man. I don't know what my kids taking. So I got a 30-year-old, a 25, 23, 23, 19 and 18, but they can wait. So yeah, it was kind of cool. Yeah, it was actually due on the 22nd, but he came on the 10th. Yeah, so
I
she
was
was hoping
planning for
for
the
11,
portal.
11. Yeah, well, that's what I told her. I said the Stargate was, the gateway was already open, so he came in during that gateway. So yeah, but so I don't know if everyone knows that the first time we met, we were doing an open mic, and it was an awesome open mic, and you came in, and you were kind of the prize. They were all prizes, meeting everybody, but you were really really good and really strong, and I'm really happy that we're spending some time together today because it's important. It's
Thank you for
important. This
having
full
me. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's 11:11 and the full moon. I woke up at 4:30 this morning, and I'm hearing some very clear stuff, and it's been going on for, I want to say, about, everybody talked about October being an MF. uh, but it seems like since the first, I've been getting this clearer and clearer information, and I haven't really even talked to Morgan much about it because I don't even know how to say it. You know,
Mm.
I don't know how to say it, so I think it's an important time to to have a conversation. But so how have you been doing? Now, where do you live? Where are you at? Are you
It's
in
called, my
Slovenia?
country is called Serbia. Yes,
Oh,
that's
Serbia.
Southeast
You're
Europe.
Serbia.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had a friend that worked over there during the rough times. Yeah,
Mm.
he was in Navy intelligence. But yeah, I'm very familiar with the Croatia and Serbia area because I'm a big basketball player, and I love,
Oh, all right.
I love those
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, they had some great guys come out of there. So yeah, so you're over there in the old Iron Curtain. We had an interesting conversation again with our sister Zaveta Da Vinci the other day. She was in Bulgaria when the wall came down and all that stuff, and she talks about how that was a big part of her transformation. But so what's going on with you? What would you like to talk about? What's
Mm.
happening? Can
All
you
right.
help
So I
us?
made a few notes. So I will just read through the notes and you tell me what
Yeah,
resonates with you. Okay. So
everything
there
does.
is
Whatever
this
resonates.
big energy that's coming, and we're all preparing for a big transition in energy and in time. That is astrological stuff, but it's really important to know. So I have that about the energies, and I have the
Then
difference. That's my
yeah. We
first
have a
topic.
lat. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's
Okay, we have a
Mercury
lot.
retrograde. That's why we do.
Uh, Hang on. I've got. Okay. Okay, say that again. So you said there's a big energy coming. Let's just go right down the list. So there's a big energy coming. What is that energy? When's it coming? What does it mean?
All right. So Saturn and Pluto, two difficult planets, are meeting in Capricorn for the first time after 1500s. So we are finishing one huge cycle, and the last time they finished the Dark Ages. So they finished the cycle of witch burning, the Middle Ages, where there was church stuff and persecution of religions. And then people escaped England and went to America, and that's how the New World started.
Okay. So you're
And it ended
telling
with
me,
witch trials and burning
so the last
healers.
so right. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
This is Capricorn, and who? Who was
That it is finishing
I'm not
Capricorn.
good at this.
All right.
Capricorn and what?
So Capricorn is a sign. It's one sign in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
zodiac, and then we have
Yeah, I
10 planets we have in our solar system, and two of
yeah, yeah.
them, Saturn and Pluto, are meeting in Capricorn, which is a difficult place.
Okay.
And this is
Okay,
why
so
we're having a collapse
Okay. So the
Pluto
last
ruled
time
the
this
shadow.
happened, right. So the last time this happened was 1500 years ago. No,
No,
is
it
that
was
right?
in 1500s.
In 1500. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yes,
Okay. So it happened in the 1500s. And the last time this happened, we were coming out or going
of the
into the
we were
persecution.
coming out of the Dark Ages and getting into
Uh-huh.
Renaissance.
Okay.
So
So
now
that's
we're doing
actually,
the same.
yeah. Yeah. So we're going to clean up the house here, right? That's what it sounds like.
Exactly. And we have 3 months to finish it. So we have been doing it for years already. We have been preparing. But now the last bit has to be cleared before January or February, basically February. So
And
everything that's coming up now, the ugly stuff, now we have the ugly stuff coming up.
so you're saying that we have until February to clean up our stuff.
What we can
Okay.
clean up. So we are doing, like, we are digging deep now. We are clearing our
Yeah.
ancestors, our
Yeah.
family patterns, and really, I think it's the most is happening with the masculine energy because it's like a general collapse of the masculine.
Yes.
But there is also a slow preparation for a buildup of the masculine.
Yeah, I'm feeling this. We can
So,
talk about this because yeah,
yeah,
I'm feeling this. Now, I just want to go back over this a little bit just so I can understand it because I don't
all
follow
right.
any of this stuff. So we're going into this period where Capricorn, in Capricorn, where Pluto and Saturn are going to meet, and they haven't met since the 1500s when we had some crazy stuff go down. And but at the same time, we went into the Renaissance on the way out, which
Yes,
actually was a pretty good period.
yes.
Um, okay, so now, how long are these two planets in Capricorn? Through February?
They are together in February. Then Saturn will move on because it's faster
Huh.
and it's going to go
Okay.
over to Aquarius, which is the new age. Aquarius is the new age. So
Okay.
we are preparing
Right.
for the new age. We have
So
Jupiter
between,
coming.
I
Go
like
ahead.
Jupiter.
Yeah. Jupiter is the best. So we are all counting on Jupiter. Jupiter enters
I'm Jupiter,
Capricorn.
man.
Yeah.
I know from
It's
natal charts and whatever readings, I'm Jupiter's all over me. I'm all over
That's
Jupiter. I'm
good. You're
Jupiter.
so lucky.
I am. I'm Jupiter, man. Jupiter and Sagittarius, nines, threes, sixes, 12s.
Yes.
But it's not about so this is the forecast. And of course we've gone through this year. October was a doozy. November, wow, but
Hmm.
you mentioned the masculine and wow, what's been happening. uh and again, we're talking energy. Most of that we see in the physical gender of our brothers and sisters and ourselves. It's not always that way. We know that because we have, I think for the last several months, we've started to see masculine energy uh, projecting, aligning, and so on in females because they tend to make up the vast majority of the community. But I want to say, as a man who I don't really take credit for things because I just don't have that level of whatever that is, right? But I will say, I know that I'm here on this planet to anchor sacred union. And that's my number one role. And I know that Morgan and I are on the front edge of that. It seems to be based on the experiences we have and the intel we have, individually and together. So I know we're with a team that's breaking down doors or opening doors, however you want to put it. But what I wanted to say was, as I've really been coming into some stuff lately, it has to do a lot with the masculine, and it has in particular to do with the male, the physical male,
Yeah.
uh, and their journey, because their journey is not the feminine journey, and vice versa. I'll
Yeah.
do credit, but the women have been awake for much longer. They've all had the intuition, of course. And then, of course, I remember in 2015, they landed and then they've evolved. And he really didn't start even, you know, waking up, and I don't think until last summer, not this summer, but last summer. Now, what I'm getting at is that it's becoming apparent to me that yes, you're right. Morgan's right. A lot of these people that are out there, this is the masculine is now coming up to meet the feminine. We're talking energy, and
Mm,
it's having a dance in all of our lives. I don't care who you are, man, woman, it doesn't matter,
yeah.
because we've all been scarred and had a deep impression, deep embeddedness from the patriarchal realm, basically, or patriarchal experience. So this all makes sense. Now, where I'm kind of going with it is, how can we get this information to not just the men, but primarily the men, because they're the ones that are really feeling it, and the women. How can we get, what information can we get to them? And, where do we find this information? Do you have any information that you
All
can
right.
help me with? I'm
So
about
the
to jump off the
masculine,
call.
I think the masculine is going to lose their reality, just like the feminine lost their reality when they woke up. So everything has to change.
Yeah.
And everything is going to be taken away for the new to be built with the feminine, right? It's like building a new world. Can you
Right.
relate to the world before you knew Morgan and before you were awakened?
Oh, hell no. No. Hell no. Hell to the F no. No, 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 no.
Right.
Well, what I was gonna say is that, okay, two things. One, and I'm not lobbying for the men. I'm lobbying for all of us.
All
I'm
right.
on the
Yeah.
ground
We're all
crew.
together. Yeah.
But because I know there's a reason that I'm getting this information, because of the role that I'm playing or whatever. But anyway, my point is, so the women culturally, typically, have always had that female network. They always have a sisterhood. I don't care if it was the dark ages or the light ages, that they, and I've
Mhm.
said this many, many times on the show. If you go to a athletic club and go into the women's locker room, and a woman walks in and says, "I'm having a problem," the women she knows and the women she don't know are all going to get up around her and say, "How can we help you?" Or, "Let's talk about it." You know what I mean? That's just part of their culture, right? Now men don't do that. So I'm just pointing that factor out. And number two, the fact that it's, I think, more embedded in the men, and you said it perfectly, because their whole reality is getting blown up. And I think it's more embedded in the men because it's a patriarchal system. You know what I
They
mean?
took,
So they were,
yeah,
yeah,
the masculine twins and the masculine parts of sacred partnerships took on heavier matrix programming. So I use astrology and analyze it in natal charts. So women took a difficult path to awakening, but men took a dense matrix, financial, religious, social norms, like differences in, I don't know, status, religion, culture, everything. So they took on a denser vibration to break out of. And I think it's
yes,
going to be a more dramatic breaking out than the feminines. We went
I think so.
slowly, but
Yeah,
thoroughly. We went like climbing up the mountain and releasing the baggage. And they are just either going to have an earthquake or it's just kind of going to crumble down.
yeah. I can see it happening. I can so see it happening. And I'm in a weird space, not a weird space, a semi unique space, because I see the energetics of it from the core level, as a incarnated man, and being in the relationship I'm in. I see the energetics of it, because it's the same all the way around. In sacred sexuality,
Mm,
the new intimacy, okay, uh, in a relationship, what we will call sacred union, or the new relationship, and I see it in my brothers. Okay, I had a conversation with a brother just a couple of days ago, and we were talking about a lot of things, and one of the things we were talking about was intimacy and how it's changing.
It's
But I'm not
changing.
here to talk about I'm not here to talk about the intimacy. I'm here to talk about what's behind it, because it's that same reality imploding. It's going to happen everywhere. It's going to happen with
Yes.
their job. It's
Yeah.
going to happen with 3D terms, their sex life.
Yes. With
Energetically, it's
everything.
all the same thing. That's right. So he said to me, okay, well, how does it work? I said, well, look, I don't know, but I'm telling you this. And this is, again, this is a physical representation of the energetics we're talking about. I said, as a man, cut it off. You're castrated. You have nothing. You're a
Mm.
eunuch. It's all gone. All your performance. Well, I like to do this. I've always liked it. And and I said, well, wait a minute. Do you like it or do you like her? Do you like it or do you love her? This is
Mm.
a new game. This is where love becomes the the only thing that is and always
Yeah. The
was.
third energy. You have to channel the Holy Spirit through the union. It's not about you at all. It's about the Holy
Yeah.
Spirit wanting to be manifested.
Yes. Which is then it's running parallel in all aspects of his and her life. We're
Everything
talking
has to
about
be
the masculine and
purified.
energy.
Yeah.
That's right. So whether it's the financial
Purification.
system or the intimacy, template, or the financial template, or the whatever template, it all has to have that third energy. And I guess that's why they call it the age of the Trinity too, right? That
Yeah.
we're going from duality to Trinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what's going to save us? Jupiter. Jupiter is
I love
coming.
Jupiter, man. Jupiter is a bad, you know what?
It's huge. Yeah. It's the biggest. It's the
Jupiter's,
only happy planet, but it's the biggest, right?
yeah,
It's the
yeah,
Santa Claus. So Santa
yeah.
Claus goes down to hell to bring rewards.
Yes.
Next year in April, we have to make space now. We have to exit. Now we are in exodus mode completely. We have to leave everything that is not serving the paradise we are building on earth.
Wow. So
And
now
then
you're saying
Jupiter comes down.
in April? Is that what
In
happens in
April,
April?
Jupiter is meeting
Okay.
Saturn. So it's going to bring happiness to the masculine. Happiness,
Yay.
joy, and being in love is going to save the situation.
Oh my God, that sounds so good. And it sounds sexy. I got to say
It
that sexy.
is. It is. Imagine like you are in a hellhole and you don't know what to do, but you fall in love so much that you don't care. You're just kind of like, oh my God, I'm in heaven again. And I'm
Yeah.
going to get myself
Well,
out and I'm going to stay in heaven.
yeah.
And we're going to
See
build
what
it
I'm,
together.
yes. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's such a weird thing because there's so many nuances that are happening all at the same time. And I cannot put my finger on, and maybe nobody can. I can't put my finger on what's it going to be like. Not that I spend a
No,
lot of time doing it, but I'm
because
trying
it's
to
different.
like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, like for instance, if you take intimacy, you take how do you get abundance, through your passion or your
Mm,
work or whatever the thing is. The one thing that I really do know, and a lot of this has to do with because I'm married to a practitioner, an energy worker like you. So it's like this is our conversation all day, every day. But the thing is, when she first started telling me, you got to get rid of it all. It's all got to go. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I started doing it. Right? Then I started doing it, and then it went into like the deep do, right? Because then you started going, oh, wait a minute. Uh, I thought I cleared it, but wait a minute. I
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
found this whole box of stuff like why do I open doors, and why do you do this, and why do you do that? What's your ulterior motive? And it was all about the patriarchal, right? And no matter what aspect of our lives, whether it be, like I said, intimacy or work or whatever, like agenda based or something. So then I got to the point, okay, now I'm demasculated. I have no manhood. I'm castrated energetically. I'm here, Mother
Mm,
Goddess. I was on my knees two summers ago, 1 summer ago, I was on my knees crying. And I said, what do you want me to do? And I've done it many other times since then, you know. But what I get now is I'm very comfortable giving up all of the masculine stuff. I am absolutely comfortable with no longer being a competitor because I was a big competitor, alpha male.
Mm.
I'm no longer, I'm okay with giving up everything. If Morgan and I never have a physical, intimate encounter again, I'm okay with that. You know why? And this is what I'm getting at is I'm starting, not starting. I can see the light, not knowing what it is now. I know because the universe keeps telling me that go tell the men that what's coming is going to blow their mind, but they got to give this stuff up.
Ah,
Period.
you're on a
You know?
mission. That's so good. Mission comes first,
Mm-hmm.
union comes second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what,
Yeah.
Todd? I just don't want to lose my thought here that
Keep going. You keep going.
you were saying about what were you there was something important that I
Well,
wanted to say and I lost
well, I
it.
was I was talking
Oh,
about well,
I
you
know
were
the
go ahead.
giving up the masculinity. So it's
Yeah.
giving up just the toxic masculinity. So when you get rid of it, you can go and retrieve. So this is
Yes.
shamanic practice of soul retrieval. You can retrieve your healthy hunter, your
Yes.
healthy gentleman, your
Yes.
healthy lover.
Yes.
Yes. Why would man not be
Yeah.
in love and just be in love and be a good lover? He doesn't have
Hmm.
to, you know, be a bank.
No, I get that. I totally get that. I totally get that because uh so as I got stripped down to nothing, I thought I would think go back to these points, you know,
Hmm.
these times and spaces, and there and I know that I aligned and tapped into the masculine power,
Yeah.
wisdom, you know, and whatever. And I thought, well, I know that was right. Now I know it was skewed, and I know a lot of it was affected and toxic and whatever. But now that you're telling me that, that makes sense. Like, so you can go back to
You can go
those
back,
moments
release
and
toxic patterns, and retrieve what is under that. You were once
yeah,
an innocent boy. He still
yes,
exists in you. You just want to love and be loved, and that's all.
yes, I
You
know.
were
I
a
just want to play
gentleman
in it.
once. You want to buy flowers for your lady, right? It's not a shameful thing. It's a normal thing. And men
Mhm.
have been shamed for showing emotions.
Yeah. Well, I
So
brought
you
that one up.
retrieve your gentleman, right?
Absolutely, I'm a gentleman. I always thought I was a gentleman, you know,
And a hunter.
but we all, yeah, I'm a hunter.
But the hunter does not hunt what he's not, he doesn't need much. You hunt for
No.
what you need, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's sustainable,
Yeah.
thinking about all the
Yeah.
creatures. So there is a healthy, balanced way to do everything and to express the masculine energy in a healthy way.
Well, I feel like I have a part in it, and I'm paying attention, and and there's no coincidences that you brought this up first, and you made the comment about the masculine energy, but yeah, I feel like I just want to know the realest time information so I can digest it and we can move forward and pass it on. Because what I'm seeing here is, you know, I watched these incredible women for the last, what, 4 years that I was really watching it ever since I met Morgan, which isn't a coincidence. Like I remember meeting her and then all of a sudden seeing a post that said, the divine feminine has landed. And I was like, well, what is that? But it had, you know, and then I
Yeah.
watched these incredible women. And then about a year and a half, what was it? It's 2017, 2018. God, it's only been a year and a half. And Morgan came in the year we got married, and we expanded Soulogy. And then she's like, you know, there's these women all over the world, and they're been suppressed, and they don't want to step forward. Let's get them. And so that's what she's done. And watching these women, you know, spread their wings has been incredible.
Mm.
So then I look at the men, and I talk to men, and I catch a little flack from men. You know, I've had some men get very upset with me because I told their partner this, or their partner watched me say that, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not having sex anymore," you bastard, you know. But but then I started to say, because I saw it myself first, I was like, wow, this goes deep. Like this goes really deep. You know, like I'm not a performer. I love the woman, you know, if we're going to use that example, but I was. Why do you do this? Because you always have. Why do you do this? Because you think you're expected to do that, right? Or you're not a man, right?
Or
So
that's just the social conditioning, but it's also how your
absolutely,
ancestors did it. You just took it on
yeah,
as a job to transform it into something purified and something that aligns with the age that we are moving into. You are the first generation who is breaking the pattern.
yeah. Well, you know, I just see this as I see it as exactly that. And what I'm trying to say is whether it be work or home or whatever, those patterns are set. And I'm trying to say that I don't think, I mean, look, if you look at Soulogy, it went from 80% women, 20% men, now to 65-35. And this has been
Wow.
8 years. If I look at YouTube Soulogy, which we really haven't done a lot with up until January this year, it's 95% female. So
Still.
this tells me that, yeah, this tells me that there's a lot of men in denial, and I've been there too. You know, I've been there
Mm,
too. So, you know, I think they're going to need some help. You made a
yeah,
point earlier when you said when the as the women climbed the mountain, they did it very thoroughly.
yeah.
And I have a feeling that in on a linear time scale, the men aren't going to take as long, but it doesn't mean it's going to be it doesn't mean it's going to be any less thorough. And they might be
But they
getting
have
dragged a
trained
little bit.
professionals. We had to do it by ourselves. But
Yeah,
guys,
true.
when they wake up, they have, like, you have a trained practitioner and you are working on it every day.
Yeah.
Todd, I wanted to maybe do a shamanic journey for us all to go
Yes.
into the future and get from our future selves, get the medicine that we need now to make the transition.
Okay.
So we are
I
moving
like that.
from one age into an age that will have more light. It will be Aquarius predominant, I think. So we have Jupiter and Saturn going into Aquarius next year. And Pluto will be there in 5 or 6 years. So it is a slow transition, but now we are at crunch time. It's like the finish of the old and the beginning of the new. But we are all struggling. We are all tired. We are exhausted. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need some future energy to help us along,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
it's not just our future selves from this lifetime. We can go much further into the future. So I'm thinking maybe 2,000 years, 6,000 years, 10,000 years in the future. I'm going to guide you on a journey and just call your future self from faraway future as a soul, as energy, as whatever it becomes. And we're going to ask them to give us something that will be medicine for us now and help to transition into the new age. Ready?
Yes.
All right. Todd, do you know where your north is?
Uh, yes, I
All
do.
right. So we're going to open the 4 directions and do it right
Okay.
and call as much help as we can. So just address the north as I'm talking. We're calling the direction of the north and the power of the bear to guide and help us. We're calling the direction of the south and the power of the deer. We're calling the direction of the west and the power of the salmon. We're calling the direction of the east and the power of the hawk. We're calling our ancestors. We're calling our descendants. We're calling our sacred earth, our power places that are connected to us. We're calling our power animals, our guides and angels. We are calling our star family, our cosmic helpers. We're calling Father Sky and Mother Earth and our higher selves to guide and protect us today. I'm going to get my drum.
Yes.
That's the drum.
You're the full package. I didn't know that.
I'm total full
You got
package.
drum. You know what's crazy is to the north. The second night I was here, I saw a bear.
Yeah.
To the south, 3 deer sleep right here in the front.
No
right?
way.
To the west is a river full of salmon running. I swear I'm not making this up. And to the east, there's a big mountain, and I've seen like 4 hawks since I've been here, and they're all
Wow.
coming from that, or either going that way or they're coming from that direction.
Where is that? Where are you
Crazy.
based?
We're at a friend's cabin in Northern California till day after tomorrow.
Wow.
We've been
California
here for
has
like
your
5
back.
weeks.
Everybody's
I
in their
guess so.
positions.
Yeah.
So let's start.
Yes.
All right. So you don't have to talk. You can drop the mic for a bit and just maybe 5-10 minutes and just do the journey, and everybody else is welcome to do the journey with us. Imagine you are standing on the top of the mountain. And you discover this top of the mountain is a volcano. And you know this volcano is the source of power of planet Earth. It is not dangerous, it is nourishing. You try to go down with your energy and feel into the fire at the core of the earth. There is magma. Molten lava is coming up to meet you and bring you all the nutrients that the planet has. It wants to give you your fire, your power. The masculine power is rising just like a volcano. And you accept the lava into your body. It is nourishing, it is feeding you. It is solar energy. And you are filled with lava, with living fire, at your highest power. And it is burning everything away that you don't need anymore. And you are free just to be in your power. You don't have to transmute anything anymore. Breathing, living, solar energy. And now you look around yourself and you see you're still on top of the mountain. And you see a tree. And you climb the tree. climb as high as you can. And you look up and you can see the Milky Way. And you know that's your future. And now you call your future self. In any form that he wants to show up, he or she, or it can be light, it can be energy. Go into the future, 1,000 years into the future. 2,000 years. 10,000 years into the future. Or let's make it 11,000 years ahead. You are calling yourself to come down to the tree and bring you the medicine of the future. You ask them to give you a present, an object or a symbol that you can use for your healing as a bridge into the future. Ask how to use it. Thank your future self. Then reach into your pocket, find a present for him or her, and give it. Hug your future self and say goodbye for now. You're still in your tree. You slowly climb down the tree. You're on the top of the mountain. You have the fire and the masculine power in you. And you have the medicine of the future, the gift from your future self. And you are coming back to this time and moment, knowing that you can make it now. All right.
Was going into Delta, man. You're really good. How did you develop that? Did that just come through
I just
your
study a
connection?
lot of shamanism, and I study with a lot of teachers. I read books.
Yeah.
I take courses. I'm a nerd.
You're a nerd. No, you're.
But I also I have a feeling for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
And
Are you
so
willing
how
to
long?
share?
And me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Share.
Share what you got, your vision.
Well, so okay, so this is weird too. So we must be connected somehow because, because first of all, the trees are huge for me. The trees are I mean, I talk to the trees all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and so I always go to this place, and it went to the same place. You know, but it was a little
Mm-hmm.
bit different this time. I always go to this place, and I'm on top of a mountain. I'm on top of a mountain, and I'm a version of me that comes out of me that I've never really done publicly. Let's put it that way. Uh, and so I always connect that way, and I connect with all the elements and everything. But when you said the thing about the volcano, then it changed my normal thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like all this, I think I saw it more as like plasma, like not fire, not water, but it was this plasma, and it was full of code. And
Mm-hmm.
so the future self, or the future uh, self, was an energetic um, body. It wasn't a
Okay.
form, and so it was very familiar to me, and that actually helped me um, to realize that I've seen it before. Like
Mm.
even going back 8 years ago, I had an experience when I first woke up, and I got that. That was the same. That was my future self coming with a message, or however you want to put it, however you want to put that. That multidimensional aspect. Yeah. So that's what I got, and then I got that. Obviously, there's nothing to worry about. There is no worry, and actually, and it really was more. It wasn't just really. I don't think a personal message. I think it was a collective message. It was just like uh, it's not going away. It's real.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you've had things happen, two steps up, one step back, but no, it's not going away. It's only going to get better and better and better and better.
Yay.
So make haste. I mean, don't
Mm-hmm.
you know and clear this crap out.
Yes.
I mean, clear this stuff out. And I think this is, I mean, if you think about the energetics of it again, and the feminine side of us has risen, and the masculine side has these deep rooted things that they're not even aware, or it's not even aware of. But my point is, how can we ascend? How can we take the higher ground without the masculine energy going through what they're going to go through? So I go back to that same statement, that same Zen proverb: "Let go or be dragged." I don't want to see my brothers dragged. I'm tired of being dragged. I'm
Right.
not being dragged. I'm
Did he
letting
give you
go.
a
And
present? Did he give you a tool?
uh, yes, and it's going to be strange to say it, but it's a jagged dagger.
Wow.
It's a like it's like a snake, Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it would be like the snake. So it's a jagged dagger, and the dagger itself is, well, like most of them are silver. It's it is more like a translucent rainbow thing,
I know
and
what it is.
yeah.
I know what it is, but I'm
Do
not
you
going to
really?
say it until you process it. So
That's
how
okay. You
did
don't
you,
say what. Huh?
no, how did you, so we asked how to use it. Did you get anything for that?
Yes. Well, and again, it was like, okay, but I got to tell you too, there was a handle,
Mm-hmm.
and the handle had a lot of, like, I would say like a whitish gold, like a whitish gold, not silver, but there was gold in it, but it was silver. I don't know how to explain it. Okay. So what I was shown was basically like anything I come across. Okay. Like, okay, if I ever get into a situation dimensionally or in dream state or in reality, I say to myself, I am soul. I am sovereign. You can't F with me. No,
Exactly.
done. Period. And so it's along the same lines of that, except for it was specific to the veils. And the
Mm-hmm.
veils being more like the backdrop or the landscape of the matrix. And that basically you just, really effortlessly, you don't have to like stab it or anything. You just wave it like a wand, and it just opens up the curtain basically, and you walk through. You know, yeah, that's what I got.
That's so awesome. That's why I wanted you to share, because this is the way we get our energetic and spiritual tools, and they really, really work. It is
Absolutely.
not just fancy and imagination. These tools really work. So you got your tool for collapsing timelines.
Yes, exactly.
And it's very like elegant, right?
Yes.
And we were
Yeah.
talking about retrieving your hunter. So your hunter, I would say, if you allow me to say,
Yes.
is hunting for dysfunctional timelines and dimensions that should not exist
Yes.
in the new earth. And you're slicing them off just like you slice it. You're like peeling an onion,
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
going
That
to be
that
peeling
resonates. Yeah.
dimensions.
Yeah. That resonates. That
So
I
that's
think it
how.
was. Yeah. No, you're good. Like two or 3 weeks ago, I got shown some, and so much the stuff. I'm like, I hadn't even told Morgan this because it just came to me now. I just remember this when you said that, but it was the same thing. It was showing me, and it was showing like all these paths, all these paths. Um, so I would like create one path, which is the same thing. Like, because when the
Mhm.
path's created, that's a truth path or a truth road of truth or whatever. There's no, it's all been cleaned up. In other words, that's my job, right?
All right.
So, but it was showing me row after row after row. Like, this is what I do. I create the path, go create another path, create the path, create another path, which is
That's why you
along the
got the
lines of.
coyote.
Mhm.
That's
Oh,
why.
yes.
That's why you got the coyote. He's the pathfinder or the path maker.
Mm, yeah. Wow. So you've been doing this a while.
Yeah,
All
4 years
that you.
now.
Oh, really?
Four
And did
years,
you have?
and
Uh, God, that was.
that's how I train the
Uh,
divine feminine. I work with them, and I use shamanic tools. That's how I heal them, and I find their power animals to empower them, and then they
mm,
should be able to work alone, but I don't think they really do. But I think that's my next step, to train people in how to really have power in managing everything that is going on. I don't think we can kind of be left out and like we are in 5D and there is nothing going on and we can just be happy, because that's not reality, right?
yeah. Yeah.
So we still need to get empowered, and the divine feminine is okay. There are two different waves of divine feminine, or three. Some are in 5D, some are good. It's just like awakened 5 or 6 years ago, did everything thoroughly, and they're like,
Mm,
there is no darkness, we don't want to go back to darkness, da da da. Then there is this very difficult way that is just breaking out now of their 3D, hardcore, difficult 3D, from abusive relationships, karmic relationships, abuse, stuff like that, you know?
yeah.
And they get me
Yes.
now when I talk about it. It's like I'm urging everybody to do the highest amount of healing possible before February, and people are accusing me of fear mongering, but I really just want everybody to have space to
Yeah.
receive the blessings next year. So the difficult wave does not understand the wave that's saying there is only light, there is no darkness anymore, like we merge them.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the light wave, they don't understand that, like they don't get each other at all. It's like two separate dimensions
Yeah.
of divine feminine, and I suppose divine masculine is mostly in that group of like hardcore 3D low vibration.
Yeah.
So we still have to take care of them. Like that's what I'm doing now. I have left the 5D divine feminine to work on their own, and I'm going back down into the darkness and into the difficult vibration. I'm going back to hell, into the underworld, and I'm getting them out. There are people who are suicidal. There are people who are, they are future light workers like us, important people,
Yeah.
but they are
Yes.
struggling a lot. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm not really on Facebook anymore, not so much. I just like do the work now, the difficult work, because we
How do
depend
you
on.
find? How do you find your people? How do you find
I
it?
just wrote like a really urgent message. I wrote like an article that was like, this is difficult. It's really going to get more difficult. And the people who are in that vibration got it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, everything is falling apart. We need to get going now. Because for
Yeah.
them, it is just now starting. Can you imagine? For
Yeah.
most men and for some women, like 20% of our divine feminine women light workers are still not awakened. So
Well,
I'm trying to catch them so I can pull them up and we can all as a collective move forward. But it is really difficult for me because I have to switch dimensions all the time, right?
yeah. Yeah.
So I wanted to say that if there are people who are still who are beginning to be healers, but they are not very well trained, they are not in 5D and they haven't cleared their field, we need them. We need the middle crew now to get
Yeah.
the lower crew, because it's really difficult for them to reach us in 5D. There are people can't even get themselves to book sessions with 5D healers because they can't reach the vibration.
Yeah.
We are too high. They
Yeah.
can't connect well, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That makes
that's what I
sense.
want to say. I really need to express myself in that way, that it's important for people who don't feel prepared to start doing healings for those who are coming after them. It's just like
Yeah.
just starting out. Yeah. So we need everybody to be covered. We need the whole, if you imagine it's like a building, we need like, we have the 7th floor and we have the ground floor now. And the
Yeah.
7th floor people are going down and getting these people up, and they are hyperventilating. They can't go all the way up.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
need somebody
Yeah.
from in the middle to get the people.
Wow. That's
So we
a
can stay up and we can figure out, like, we are leading into the future and we are leading into more 5D and into more purity and the clearer vibration. But we are free from doing the hardcore stuff, and then the people who are really struggling, they have somebody closer to them now,
yeah.
because we don't really resonate anymore with everything that went on with us in our beginning, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes total sense.
So that's what I'm
Yeah.
doing. I'm doing the hardcore like underworld
I'm
cleaning. And
impressed.
oh
I do a lot of
well,
shows and I get to meet a lot of impressive people, and this is a nice surprise. You're really, yeah. I'd like to do it again. We should do it
thank
again
you. Yeah.
sometime. Yeah. So, is there, I mean, if anyone's interested in working with you now, you're sounds to me like you're focusing on. Well, I like what you said about if someone that feels that they're not ready. Um, and I don't think it's fear mongering. I think what you're saying is hey, you have an opportunity,
Mm,
a really big opportunity, and the more you empty your cup, the more you
yeah.
can fill it. You
Yeah,
know?
because the rewards are coming, but if we don't have space for them, we're not going to get it. I think we have space for clear unions to happen, but we need to get out of ancestral patterns. The land
Yeah,
is programmed, and the land is soaked with blood and grief, especially American
yeah,
land.
yeah,
And then you are in ancestral patterns all the time.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you have to
Well,
get yourself out of that so you can have your free romantic love life.
that's right, man.
The man
I
in
already
love,
got
the
one,
woman
so
in
I
love. Right.
yeah, I got
So
one, so
it's
it's only
just,
getting better.
yeah, it's getting
And that's
better.
another that is another thing I noticed too energetically. Because as the individual goes, so goes the collective, meaning it's not just a person or a couple. But what I've noticed is as we step in, as I step in, as we step in as a couple into these unknown templates, like unknown patterns, which would be like, let's jump in a car, let's get rid of all of our stuff, and let's start traveling around and see where, this is what we're told to do. So, in other words, let's follow the guidance, like you started following the guidance 4 years ago, or whatever the case is. But what I've noticed is that old earth love, pure 3D love, whatever you want to call it, uh, the bullshit is leaving, and like everything else, like, okay, well, what's there? And it's, you can't even put it into words, but I can feel the love. This is what I said to myself yesterday. I can feel the love. I am like
Mhm.
expanding, like just like to the point of where you want to go do something or say something, but I can't even do that. I can't even do it.
We are
You
like a
know,
mutation of the human race into a bigger heart and more love, is like a bigger capacity for love and forgiveness and patience, compassion.
yeah,
We have to
right on.
mutate ourselves first, and then that will change our surroundings, hopefully. But we are the first generation, so we should be proud. We have achieved a lot in
Yeah,
just a decade.
true that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We should take care of our bodies, really, really take care of our bodies now, because the soul is coming back. So the embodiment of the soul and of the love, basically. I think that's the next step, like when we clear all the junk, our soul
the
is going
body.
to have more space in the body. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I think a lot of people have talked about that. I saw a really cool post yesterday by oh God, I'm so bad with names, but he's over there. He's in Slovenia, or he might even be Serbian. Perna.
Mm,
I've had him on the show. He's a cool guy. Anyway, he was put up a picture of a dinner plate. And he's like, I another. And his whole point of his post was everybody has to do it on their own speed.
mm,
Don't become a vegan just because you think it's going to make you holy.
mm.
Do it because everything has to adjust, right? So everybody's like on their own
Right.
path. So whether you're talking food or anything else, but what I was getting at is that many people, more and more people, myself included, are talking about how their body's talking to them, and I can hear my body telling me, like, you can have that, but you won't be having it much longer, or whatever, or you have this. I had the other day, I went to the store and I'm like, I gotta have some pomegranate juice. Like my body said, go buy some pomegranate juice. Like I probably bought pomegranate juice 3 times in my whole life, right?
Mm.
But so I think you're right. And it makes sense because we're integrating the physical and the non-physical, that we would meet halfway. So that
I
makes a
want
lot of
to
sense.
I want to say something about the timing. So we
Yeah.
all came for one big mission to ascend Earth and raise the frequency and the vibration, right? But it's a big collective mission, and we came together as a soul tribe. But
Yeah.
it's overwhelming. It's such a massive process that it's overwhelming for most people.
Yeah.
But I want to say that everybody came to do a specific mission. So you don't have to do everything. You came with a plan to do a certain thing.
Yes.
You're doing only your own thing. And the script and the plan and the manual for your life is your birth chart. So it's astrological chart. Everybody
Mm.
has a mission, and you have your own thing, right? You don't have to do everything. You do your own thing, but you have to know what it is and stop wasting energy. Now
Mm.
that takes 2 hours to figure out. Doesn't take long.
Mm.
Then
Mm.
comes timing. So you don't do everything all at once. You follow the collective pattern and you put it onto your chart and you make it your individual timing. You have a schedule. So 1 year you're supposed to do finance. Next year you're supposed to do sexual healing. Then you're supposed to
Mm.
do your social media. I don't know, but it changes each year. You're given chunks of mission, and you're following your own timing and the collective timing, but you're doing your own thing. So it's important to align with your timetable.
Right
It
on.
makes it much easier. A lot of people, a lot of women really just want to get married, want to be in a committed relationship. But and it's usually the case, you have like 7 years of clearing out your karmic debts, your ancestral patterns, healing your land, healing your collective, clearing out your psyche. And then 7 years from now, yes, you will have marriage and love, but you have to prepare.
Yeah.
And people
Yeah.
just want to jump on that train of love. Yes, you can have love,
Well,
but
I can't say I knew I what I was doing,
mm,
but I know where Morgan came from. I know where I came from, and I know a lot of other people. that have had similar journeys, and you know what? There was a lot of cleaning up. There was a lot of healing, and all that stuff.
Can you tell
Yeah.
me how you're to encourage others? Yeah, to encourage
Hmm.
others because they're mostly not in union. How is
Hmm.
your life different now?
I don't even know where to start with that. It's too weird because everything that I could tell you, I would have to try to relay in terms that we all understand, which is traditional relationship and da 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 da, and it's not like that. For instance, in the old relationships, it'd be like every day we would, this is what we all did. We went to our partner, we're like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" Or, "I love you. I'm never going to leave you. We're always going to be together." So there was that codependency going on, right?
Mhm.
Like you do this, I do that, and it was like no one was going to win. No one was going to win. It was all about disloyalty and betrayal, not because we were bad people, but because we couldn't hold that up. It was not a pure. So now it's how has it changed? So very telepathic, more and more every day. Hard.
You froze. You froze a telepathic, Todd. All right, I'll wait. Sage. Oh, it kicked me out. Did it kick me out or did it kick Todd out? All right. We are calling the angels of Facebook and Zoom to help us finish our call and clear the energies that are resisting union on planet Earth, sacred sexuality, and true love. Holy Spirit. We are releasing the timeline that is not allowing true sacred love to be broadcast. Coming to you live and direct from creation. Coming to you live and direct from creation. Thank you, Gary. So I'm live and Todd is not. Wow. Okay, thank you. Jupiter is coming towards the galactic center. And the galactic center is the middle of it's not the middle of our galaxy. Nobody knows what it is, but it's like a black hole that we are revolving around as a solar system. And Jupiter, the best planet that brings us gifts and rewards, is going to be going over the galactic center for the first time in the last 12 years. So it happens once every 12 years. And it's happening now, the next 2 weeks before December. So Jupiter is going to get all it's like Santa filling his bags with gifts for us. With knowledge, gifts, rewards, everything that we're going to need for the next 12 years The bags are getting filled now. So we have to empty the house and receive. Maybe we can use this moment to just focus on that. Our rewards from the galactic center, imagine. That's some good stuff. Oh, maybe it went to load unions and sacred partnerships and harmony in them and blessings. It's going to come out from the black hole. Todd is going to get it. He's going to distribute. He's going to distribute his union codes when he comes back. Union codes for the masculine. That's what we need. Is that the order? We deserve it. They deserve it too. They've been in bigger hell than we have. And all the ladies, you are heroes, heroines. We're going to do this together from now on. Yeah, with the men. We just have a few months to go. Come on, Todd. Todd is going to be our Santa and bring us union codes for the collective. Let me see what's going on. So Todd's internet crashed. But it's okay. We're going to close the sacred space, all right? So we have been in sacred space all along. So we're going to honor our ancestors and our descendants. We're going to thank our cosmic family, our star family. We're going to thank our power animals, our future selves. Our power places, our sacred land. We're thanking the direction of the north and the power of the bear. Thanking the direction of the south and the power of the deer. We're thanking the direction of the west and the power of the salmon. We're thanking the direction of the east and the power of the hawk. We accept our sacred journey with their help. We are thanking for today's guidance. We're closing the sacred circle. I'm sorry I took over Todd's show, but I'm blessing you all. And I hope you make space to receive your blessings. You can do it. Bye.